One. All right, but enough of the Ravens. Enough of the Ravens. Let's transition into everyone's favorite segment, hopefully. Picks of the week. The picks of the week, week 11. Me and you, we both had pretty good weeks last week. I believe I went 5-2. Don't quote me on that. We also both hit on our dogs of the week for the second straight week. Let's ride.
Good one. Let's go, dogs.
It's dog
The
season.
dog owners.
It's dog season. You want to start off with your dog of the week?
Yeah, I'll start off with my dog of the week since this team is very special to me. But I'm taking Falcons spread and money line. You get great value right here, plus 200 on the money line for the Falcons, a team that has been playing astronomically better since Raheem Morris has been been promoted to head coaching. And they're coming off a bye. And big news for the Saints is that Drew Brees is out. And even though I love Jameis, everybody loves Jameis. You know, you like the bet here because Drew Brees is not playing, and you got to trust Jameis Winston in this offense. We really haven't seen Jameis. And also, this last time the Falcons played in New Orleans, they played pretty well by my memory, but last year really beat the crap out of the Saints. It took them all surprise when we came off a bye. So I'm kind of expecting the same thing here. I'm actually expecting a Falcons win very handily here. I'm thinking 14, 17 points.
No way.
First of all, it doesn't matter if this Falcons team was 0-9 or 9-0. You know, it's Falcons Saints. The players are going to get up for this game. This is marked on their calendar every year. I like a very comfortable win here for the Falcons. Easy money. And dog of the week continues to be a winner.
Yeah, I'm taking the Falcons spread. There are a couple things that I like about the Falcons. Obviously, what you mentioned is that the Falcons play well against the Saints generally. Like we mentioned earlier in the episode, Deion Jones shows up for these Falcons Saints games. And of all linebackers in the NFL, he has been the one to really consistently play well against Alvin Kamara. Alvin Kamara is a player that he does work against every team in the NFL, it seems like, aside from the Falcons. The Falcons have found a way to mitigate Alvin Kamara's impact on a lot of these games. He's not going for like 150 all-purpose yards and 2 or 3 touchdowns like he is a lot of the other matchups. And like you said, now that the Saints do not have Drew Brees at +5, that seems like great value to me. Plus 200 on the money line. It just, in general, it feels like that people are forgetting that the Falcons under Raheem Morris have only lost one game, which is a game they should have won if Todd Gurley just goes down. It's a divisional game, so these two teams know each other a lot. The other thing, too, is that the Falcons are getting healthy. Calvin Ridley is going to be playing this week, probably. He's been a player that hasn't been healthy the past couple of weeks. So I think there are a lot of arrows pointing to the Falcons here that it just seems like the public really isn't taking into consideration. So I will be joining you on the Falcons spread. But my dog...
Oh, you got to remember this. Hold on. The Falcons are officially in the hunt now after those 2 straight wins.
Nice, dude. In the hunt, baby. That's what you like to see. But I'll get into my dog of the week here. My dog of the week this week, like I said earlier in the episode, is going to be the Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles against the Cleveland Browns. First thing is that I think that people are taking into consideration the loss after a bye week too much. They have not won after a bye week in the past 3 seasons now because they lost last week. The other thing that I like about the Eagles is that they are 12-8-1 after a loss. Money line, they're playing. It's a tough road game. The Eagles, generally speaking, aren't the best road team. But, I really believe that since this week it feels like a must-win for the Eagles now that the division race is really close after a loss to the Giants. I think the Browns are also getting a little bit too much credit. A lot of, two of their recent wins have been really poor weather games that I think the Browns are more suited to. But this is also an Eagles team that is suited to poor weather games. Carson Wentz is a quarterback that can really rip the ball through some wind. It's probably going to be raining on the forecast. I checked, but there's not going to be huge winds. And the other thing is that the Eagles have a pretty decent front seven. I know the Giants exposed them a little bit unexpectedly, but I expect the Eagles to bounce back and win this game against the Cleveland Browns. I think people are giving a little bit too much credit to.
Like that. I as well took the Eagles +3 in one of my picks. My next pick, I got I think my new favorite team in the NFL, and probably a lot of new people's new favorite team, but the Dolphins -3 against Broncos.
Yeah, I'll be
And
joining you there.
Broncos can be kind of scary at times, but I feel like the way the Dolphins defense has been playing, the creating these turnovers, scoring points off turnovers. Drew Luck's always due for a couple bonehead mistakes that will lead to a turnover. Dolphins stay hot here, -3. Don't overthink it. This is probably my lock of the week, I think. I think this hits by a country mile as well.
Yeah, this was definitely, when I was looking at the picks this week, one of the most surprising picks I saw. I don't know why the Dolphins aren't -5 this week.
Yeah.
Maybe Vegas or the Sharps know something we don't. I'm going to be taking a teaser. Teasers are hot again. I'm going to be taking. I want to take the Cardinals, but I know the Cardinals are playing on Thursday night, so the episode's probably not going to come out before that. I'll be taking the Chiefs then, -1.5 against our. I hate that. And then the Packers +8, 6-point teaser. I'll be taking that one.
Okay. Next pick for me, I got this. Yeah, I like this game as well. Patriots -1.5 against the Texans. You know,
Yeah, I'll be following you on that.
I think this line is just very small. Patriots coming off a very good win against the Ravens. They got a little steam going now. They're in the hunt as well. This Texans team, as we talked about earlier, the only two wins were against the Jags, and we all know the Jags are one of the worst teams in the NFL. So Patriots -1.5. I think the line is just too small, so I'm easily taking this one.
Yeah, I have the Pats -2. I'm with you. I think that the Patriots have really entered their playoff form. They found a winning formula playing ground and pound football, and the Houston Texans run defense, I don't think, just in general, their front seven isn't good enough to match the physicality of the Patriots. The Patriots O-line has been probably one of the most underrated groups up until this part in the season. They've done a really good job, especially on their interior double teams. And I think that that's going to continue against a really poor Texans defense. I think that Texans defense, aside from J.J. Watt saving them every once in a while, I think they suck. With a capital S.
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
Oh, they're terrible. I'm going to be taking the Packers +2 here against the Colts.
Okay.
This is a tough game just because I think it's a really even game. I'm going to be taking the points here because, to be completely honest, I think that this should be a pick'em spread. So I feel like I'm getting 2 free points. I do really like the Colts, and I see why they're a favorite. A lot of people I saw on Reddit and on Twitter were saying, "Oh, dude, Packers +2 lock." Don't think they're a lock. Definitely not, especially if we see a Colts team that gets some turnovers. But the fact that I'm getting 2 points here, I took them +3, but it moved to +2. So I really liked them at a field goal. But since I get them +2, I'll take any free points I get in that kind of matchup.
Yeah, so this is one of our classic matches where we go against each other because I'm taking Colts -2.
I think I've lost
Is
every one of these, by the way, that me and Steve gone against each other. I think I've lost every single one. So just
I
take
know
that
I've been
into
on a de-
consideration.
I know I've been on a decent good streak because mainly I was just betting on the
Yeah,
Dolphins,
the
but
Finns.
yeah,
You
I
killed me
think
with the Finns.
I know I beat you last week with the Rams and the Seahawks. But yeah, I'm just taking the Colts -2. I do what I saw on Thursday night with the Colts. I really like. I think it is at home for the Colts. I think this is when the fraud Packers come into play here to me. And even though I don't really trust Phillip Rivers too much, I still think they can make a couple plays, and it's going to be a tight ball game. This is a very interesting ball game, and I'll be watching this one. But I like the Colts to come out on top. Probably win by a field goal.
Yeah, so I'm going to be taking the Panthers -1.5. This is assuming Teddy Bridgewater plays. I personally am going to wait until I see more injury reports with Teddy Bridgewater, because if Teddy Bridgewater does not play, I am running away from this and probably hammering the Lions, because I have not liked what I've seen out of PJ Walker. But if I get Teddy Bridgewater playing with the Panthers -1.5 against the Lions team that I honestly don't know what the hell I'm going to get out of, I like it. I think the Panthers, once again, I'm a believer in the Panthers defense. I think that they are now, especially because beforehand, early in the season, I was thinking the Giants defense was the most underrated group in the league, but they've been getting some credit. I think the Panthers have one of the more underrated defenses in the league. So I'll be taking the Panthers -1.5 as long as Teddy Bridgewater is playing.
And for my next pick, I got the Bengals +1. I got the Bengals +1. I think Joe Burrow gets it done this week. I know weak O line, beastie line for the Washington football team. No, I don't want to hear that talk. Joe Burrow's going into Washington winning this ball game because he is better than Kyle Allen. He is better than Alex Smith. He's better. Who else? The 5,000 quarterbacks they played this season. So I'm taking the Bengals.
Yeah, my last pick, which is kind of a because I don't know what the hell is going to happen with the line with the new news, but I had the Chiefs -6.5. I think the line has changed already, so you might as well scrap that off the card. You know what? Screw it. I'll change it. I'll tell you on the Bengals, because that was a pick that I was thinking about picking. I had them +1.5, but I'll take them +1. I think you're right. I think the Bengals win this week. This is a Washington football team, literally, that has really only had success in their division. Um, and vice versa for the Bengals. The Bengals really have only struggled in the division. So I think
Yeah.
that the Bengals are going to be able to get it done. While the Bengals have had some offensive line issues, it's really only been towards some of the top tier D lines they've had to play. You think of the Steelers. Do I really have to go into it? Same thing with the Ravens. Do I really have to go into it? And then with the Browns, two matchups, they've had to go up against an underrated Browns front seven led by a defensive player of the year caliber Myles Garrett. So while the Redskins do have a good front seven, the Lions, I think, exposed that defense a little bit. And I think that the Bengals are going to be able to take advantage.
Okay. All right, my last pick. This is a blind pick. I don't really have any stats behind it. I saw the line. I took it. Sometimes you see the board, you got to take it. Monday Night Football, Rams Bucks over 48.5 points.
I was thinking
I
about
don't know
that
why.
actually.
I
I'm just
like
kind
it.
of big over under guy.
I just like it. Yeah, I'm not either. Like, I wanted one more pick just to do, and I was like thinking I'll just take Monday night. So, like, I don't know. Like, I have more time to think about it. But, like, I kind of just like 48.5 here. I feel like
It's
this
just
is a kind of lineup.
the fact you get it under 50 feels really appealing for that. That just seems like a kind
I,
of game that would be over 50 points.
yeah, that's what I feel like. I feel like one of these teams is going to put up 28, 50, 30 points. Like the Buccaneers offense, regardless, like besides the Saints game, I mean, you just saw against the Panthers, and they put up a, some good amount of points before, and Rams are always due to put up 30 something points. So maybe they can make something happen this week, have a little bit of shootout. Probably not the Chiefs Rams shootout we saw a couple years ago on Monday Night Football, but hopefully some kind of shootout.
One of the things that I think that people are taking account into that line, which I don't think will make as much of a difference as Vegas does, is that they're thinking, okay, this Rams pass defense has been really good recently. Obviously, Jalen Ramsey can shut down a number one receiver, and Aaron Donald is going to be a beast. The one thing that we've seen consistently, though, is that teams with those one player make a difference pass rushers have struggled against Tom Brady. Tom Brady is able to, his pocket movement and his feel is so good that not that he completely negates, but he does negate a lot of the impact compared to other quarterbacks that those one-man pass rushers have. So I'm going to be interested to see how the Rams are able to handle a quarterback like Tom Brady. So
Yeah.
I do like that pick. I'm not going to be tailing you, but I do like that pick from face value. But so that's all your picks?
That's it.
All right, well, that's going to be the end of the episode. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate it. If you're new to the podcast, please like and subscribe to the video if you're watching on YouTube. Subscribe if you can. If you're watching on Spotify or Apple, I'm actually not sure if you can. But regardless, thank you so much for listening. We love you guys. Let's go Raiders, and peace out.
To love.